difficult, but it's quite difficult to see some detail in some specific tracks, and that's because when you step in this particular sand, it's quite loose. But because it's quite damp at the moment, it's very easy to see a little bit of detail, and that's when we can start to see size and maybe even a claw or two. But these are not tracks that you would find made by an antelope. These are tracks that we would find made by an animal which is padded. So hyena, leopard, lion, wild dog. I'm going to narrow down the size with it. I've got my stick here, which is about in between the two insulation spots. This is 30 centimeters. And what we have here is the track starts over here and ends over there. Now, we've still got quite a lot of space here, which means this is probably about maybe 20, maybe a little bit more than 20 centimeters. And that would narrow down hyena and lion. Now, this could be a really, really big hyena, but I highly doubt it. The reason why, we say 3 lobes at the back there. 3 lobes, characteristic of an animal, of a padded animal, which is a cat. Now, we also don't see any claws on either side here, which means that it's definitely not a wild dog and definitely not a hyena. So then it would be leopard or lion. But because of the size of it, it's probably about 9 centimeters, which is quite big for a leopard. So we would narrow this down to be probably a female lion that has left her mark here. Shannon loves animals. These are some really, really cool tracks. And the really, really other cool thing here is that that's not the only track that we can see here. It might be a little bit difficult to get a little bit of a size, but we have another set of tracks over here. And this is slightly smaller, much, much smaller. This is probably in between a 5 to 6, maybe 6 to 7 centimeter mark. 3 lobes at the back, no claws, so this is still lion. So this is a much smaller lion which has walked up and down this particular area. And this could well have been one of the Nkuhumas with her cubs. And they walked all the way. They actually crossed over. So they didn't come from in the Mulwati. They actually crossed over and they headed that way. And that is the direction that we will go. And while we head in that direction,